going on over there?
Here we are, yet again. Another podcast. What are you eating?
I got a little leftover homemade mac and cheese
Jesus.
that I added some fresh mozzarella to.
Did you see my comment on your photo of that?
I ignored it. On purpose.
Oh, well, I forgot what I wrote. What homeless shelter was that at or something? It was... I post these beautiful... Okay, for people that don't know, we have this joint Instagram page for the Breakfast Club, our little group that this Furlough Files is part of. And you and I basically, because nobody else in our Breakfast Club actually likes to participate in anything, so it's just you and I sharing photos of food. The Instagram page is just food pictures. Every now and then we shill something else, but it's mostly just food pictures. And I do these nicely lit. I take a good angle. I don't have like my own shadows in the pictures, all of that. And then you just like post these janky photos of like mac and cheese and a chicken cutlet on a paper plate, and it's like I had to take a shot and ask if that was a homeless shelter or something.
I mean, listen, I'm not a photographer.
Neither am I. But look how well I do.
I'm here for taste, pal.
It's about the effort. Like, you just don't care. It's like, Mister, I'm gonna reapply myself to TikTok. We'll be waiting for that. I
don't know. My videos today they're a hit.
Yeah,
my one video is a hit today.
Did you do what I asked? Yeah.
Listen, I'm days behind here. I'm posting videos I made days ago.
You are the absolute worst. You are literally the worst. By the way, before we go any further, I have a because we might have someone calling it in like 15 minutes or so. I have a Domino's pizza update.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw on the Twitter, but they DM'd me a message.
No, I didn't.
See, I cut a little promo on them about having to wait an hour and 45 minutes, right. And then when the pizzas even arrived, after them not answering their phones, one of them was wrong, and we had to take it back. So what happened there was they offered me either I had an option. I could get like 60 points towards a new pizza, which I think is a free pizza. Free
pizza, right?
Or I could get 50% off an order. So I did the 50% off an order, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's just be done with Domino's, and let's just." So the next day, I ordered again, just to whatever. So I ordered again, 50% off, yada yada. It arrives, and you know those little cups of sauce, you know, and how they're like, in my opinion, they should throw 2 in for free. They're so insignificant. But they charge like, what, 50 cents a shot for them?
Right.
And I'm like, all right, 50 cents a shot. Who cares? I want this and I want that. So the guy comes, he brings the food, and one of them's missing. And I just looked him. I looked him in the eye. I go, I guess you got me for 50 cents there, pal. Like the driver has anything to do with it. And he's like, oh, I made him nervous. I'm like, I'm fucking with you. Get out of here. But the point is, you good there, pal?
Yeah, I'm all right. Go. It's just the back off. Go.
The point is, like, it's so insignificant and so offensive that you're charging me for this shit that if I'm paying for it, I better fucking get it. And so they didn't give it, and I'm like, all right, it's 50 cents. I'm not like tweeting them about that. But
right.
But they saw my old tweet, and I got a DM that said, that is frustrating, and I'm so sorry that we let you down. Can you please DM us? Signed, Jason. And I'm like, oh, well, I already got my 50% off coupon. Let's see, like, if I can work someone else. Because this was from, like, the franchise, the local spot. So maybe now corporate. Well, now we're talking to corporate. So I sent him a message. I was like, hi, Jay. I'm going to read it. Hi, Jason. We had to actually drive back with the wrong pizza to pick up the right one that was still sitting there. They sent me a 50% off coupon that I used the next day. And even that order, they forgot one of the sauces. Now, here's where I start to put a little personality into the letter. I go, I get that those sauces are only 50 cents or something, But if I'm being charged for things, it sucks not to get them, no matter how inexpensive they are, especially on a make good order from a previous mistake. That's the insult to injury, right? Because like,
Right,
you know,
right.
it's like two orders in a row, you muff it up, and one of them is supposed to be like the apology order. You would think like, don't fuck that one up. So then I wrote, as also as abusive as delivery fees are as a concept in general, even worse not to be offered a refund on them when the order takes an hour 45 and I still have to drive to the location anyways afterwards to swap a pie out for the correct one. And then I said, look, it's obvious your locations that it's obvious that the location is the shits, not you guys as a
Right.
whole. But it's also the one I have to use for delivery options. It's the only one I could deal with. I can't like decide I want one 3 miles further away to deliver to me. It doesn't work that way on the website. So and then I put a shrug emoji on the end of it, and we'll see. Maybe I'll get some more freebies. But I'm
Yeah, I mean they messed up they tried to fix a mess up and messed up.
right.
Like, does it get any worse than that?
At least it came relatively quickly, but
Right.
it's and like if you're getting 50% off something, you're less likely to gripe about a 50-cent slip up. But like we said, don't fuck up on the make good order. Fuck up down the road somewhere else. Don't,
Right.
you know.
Like, I
That's
feel like that's just
so yeah, so I'm like reaching down into my Jewish roots that I never channel to like see if I can get some freebies out of this. Cuz I'm never the like write a letter guy or whatever, but since they reached out to me, I was like fuck it. I'll spend what? 2 minutes right explaining to this guy and see what they throw my way. It would be nice if
they
they
don't
just
like you.
it would be nice if they just send me cash, but we know that's not how that works. They'll send
Wow.
those. Here's how they always get you. They send you product, but like anything, you can't just get that free product. Like I think I did that with Hungry Howie's. I had like credits for like free pizzas, but they still won't deliver anything unless you've ordered unless your order is at least $10. So no matter how many freebies you've got coming to you, you still have to order $10 worth of something for them to get in a car.
That's kind of bullshit,
Bring
though.
it to you. I mean, yeah, whatever. It's the way it works. What's really bullshit is when did these delivery charges come into effect? I feel like back in the day when like we would order pizza from a place, it's just the price was the price and you tip the guy.
And that's it.
Right.
You
There
moved
wasn't
on.
like, oh, an extra $3 or $4 for delivery. I get it if it's like a service, like if that place doesn't have delivery drivers and you're using like a middleman, I understand that. But like if a place has delivery drivers that they've hired, and it's all I don't. When did that happen? I don't know. It's not like
Yeah, I don't- and then they want you to tip.
right. They're like, well, oh, they make sure to let you know. Oh,
Right.
when you're doing your checkout and even like on your receipts and stuff that the delivery fee does not go to the driver. So don't forget that. I think it was on the fucking pizza boxes too. It was like the
Yeah,
delivery.
that's utter bullshit.
It's like yeah, they like getting a pizza delivered used to be like just now they clip you, man. Like between like
Yeah.
the tax, the delivery fee, and if you tip the guy, like, I mean, who tips a guy $1.50? So you're throwing the guy at least $3 or $4 or $5. That's like whatever you ordered is no longer like relatively inexpensive and worth it anymore, which is
Yeah.
thanks Biden.
I mean, I just that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Hmm.
Maybe we should start a protest or a movement here or something.
A pizza protest?
Well, I don't not pizza in general, but like if you're gonna be a place that has your own drivers, especially these national chains that like you got enough money to be like doing national ads on TV. You don't need to be
Right.
hitting me for $3 delivery fee for the fucking pizza. Straighten your shit out.
I agree.
Yeah. So
Well, I really still believe that you are on like some sort of pizza watch list.
I mean, I must be at this point.
I
But
think you are. I
now
think
that
they know.
especially now that I'm like, it's the airing of the grievances, that time of Festivus where I'm now shooting on pizza places left and right and complaining about them. I may have to just stop using. I was using them because they deliver. Joe's Old School Pizza, which is a friend of the Breakfast Club, friend of the show, sponsored 2 of our pizza eating challenges. Uh, you know, he has even messaged get a free pizza on me when he saw me post pictures of whatever
Right.
of pizzas and stuff. But but he doesn't deliver or not to my area, so I have to go get it. Oh, Bobby's calling. Here, let me get this.
Oh, here we go.
Merge with Anthony. Hello. Is this the world famous Bobby Rogers?
Yes, am I on the air yet or no?
Yes, you're on the air. We're on the
Okay.
air. You're live.
You're
Just
live.
making sure. Well, I know I'm alive, but I'm just making sure.
We're live,
I was
pal.
calling because I was calling because commercial. I'm watching The Wedding Singer on MTV.
Oh, so we
Did
got
you ever see that movie?
yeah.
I love it. I used to have a crush on Drew Barrymore when I was younger.
Here we go. Here we go.
No, I really did. That's true.
Hey,
Her and Michelle Pfeiffer from
I,
Grease too.
I wonder if Anthony ever went on 50 first dates. By the way.
Well, yeah, no one will ever have him for a second date. Wait a second. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I said I would be nice to him for the rest of the year because I was very mean to him. So I have to be nice to him. And I'm going to say this: he's such a fine, upstanding young man. He's a great human being. I can't. He's a fat fuck. I can't do it. He's a fat fuck.
It's my son's birthday. I mean, you got to be nice to me.
Why we gotta be nice to you? We just have to
Well,
not call
meeting
Nick a
him.
dick for one day out of the year.
well, let's just say this: it's Diane's son's birthday. We don't really know you're the father.
Wow.
I mean, come on. Listen, the kid is in good shape. I mean, he has no desire to eat sweets or fattening food like you. He's got a brain on it. He's got a brain on him. He seems somewhat smart. I'm not sure he's related.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Hey,
I mean, you kind of asked for this today, Anthony. You knew this beating was coming.
Wow.
Just take it with grace and humility.
no, I really am watching. I really am watching The Wedding Singer though. It's at the part. Well, it's commercial right now, so it's on MTV. But it's at the part where they're on the airplane with Billy Idol.
Oh, Billy Idol, who
Yeah.
has made a career of playing himself.
Was it really Billy Idol in the movie? I don't think it was. Was
Yeah,
it?
it was him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. So I know I was talking to Ben. I was talking to Ben Anthony about my flex stories. There are so many of them. I forget how it started. I think on Facebook I said something. I don't know how it started, but there was I think we were talking about the massage. And Anthony's not involved in the story because we went to Peru.
It was before my time.
Well, yeah. I mean, you would have been like 16 or 17 when we went to Peru.
Yeah.
So we went to Peru, and Flex was the referee on the tour, and in the hotel was an upscale hotel. It's called the Bruce in Lima, Peru. It was like $600 per night, and over there the exchange rate at the time was just under 40 to 1. So that's like $2,400 Peruvian. No, more than that. Like I don't know, 24,000 Peruvian dollars per night.
Expensive. That's pretty expensive.
It was $600 per night. There was a casino in the hotel, a sauna, upscale restaurant, everything.
And you're talking
Especially
like
for Peru.
what, like 15 years ago, maybe?
Like 25 years ago. It was
25,
1998, almost 30 years ago.
Oh, wow.
No, 24 years ago. 23 years ago, yeah.
Actually, that's a
It's
lot
not-
of money. Yeah.
1998, yeah. We had sponsors that were picking it up, and they were paying for the hotel and everything like that. It was a really nice hotel. It's called the Bruce. So, of course, Bruce always loved it because it was called the Bruce.
Oh,
But
God. What a mark.
downstairs, he was. But listen, I'll tell you a Bruce story about this place too. Downstairs in the massage parlor, there was a massage parlor where they would legit give you massages because we were all wrestlers. We all had bad backs and sore this and sore that. And it was
erect penises.
It was that did happen down there too, but it was $12 US dollars, and that price was all inclusive of the happy ending and everything. Because don't forget, like I said, 40-1. It was 39-1 was the exchange rate. So we'll say 40-1. So you're looking at $12 times 40. That's like almost 500 US dollars. So when you went for the massage, they didn't ask you for the happy ending. They asked you what variation of the happy ending you wanted, hand, mouth, etc. So we were all going down.
Do they
we were all going
offer
to the massage.
Do they offer like an
What?
awkward beginning, or is it just the happy ending?
Well, the fact you couldn't understand them, so all spoke Spanish was kind of awkward at the beginning.
Yeah, okay.
So we were all going down there multiple times. Once word got around. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I guess no one ever told Flex Magnum about this, so he went down on his own to get a massage, and of course he got lucky for the $12. And that night of the show, Peru, he's bragging to everyone how he got lucky in the massage parlor. That the masseuse really liked him, took a liking to him, and all the other stuff, and how he wound up eating her out. That is so disgusting.
Oh my god!
And of course he's like, "What?" We're like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, she let me go down on her." We're like, "No, come on." He's like, "Yeah, yeah." I'm like, "You don't know?" He's like, "What?" Everybody was in there, and Dennis Allen walks in and goes, "Yeah, I fucked her right before you went in there."
Oh my god!
Oh yeah. So yeah, it was Cliff Anderson. It's funny. Cliff Anderson was, "I got a wife and kids. I ain't going down there that shit." And then of course his autograph picture was on her end table, on the massage girl end table.
Oh my
So
god!
so Bruce Owens had went to Peru like $2,000 on him in cash. Keep in mind the massage parlor was $12 a day. Bruce went down there so much that by like the fifth or sixth day he was out of money. He was cashing in traveler's checks. And J-Dog was only like 17 or 16. He's around your age, I think. So he was going down there a lot too. He was going down, and who was that guy? That Hogan guy, that fake Hogan guy. Remember him? Whoever he worked the as Hulk Hogan look-alike, but he was like, I don't know, 4'7". That guy's name. He was down there a lot too.
I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. He worked Bill Brown shows too, though. He actually worked Bill Brown shows. He was down there a lot too. So Flex, when Fabulous Frank got a house in a plantation, he had a housewarming party, and he had a lot of us over. I think it was the early days of FOW, and the place was nice, brand new, white carpet, everything. So Flex challenged me to a drinking contest, and I don't drink, and I never really did. So we were drinking shots. He was drinking vodka, and I was drinking Zephyr Hills. So I was just selling it like I was getting drunk, and of course I was drinking water. So I don't know, after like 20 shots, he was shit-faced, out of his mind. He was beyond drunk, and he was staggering. He went outside. He threw up on Frank's brand new white carpet, which of course Frank was so pissed off at that. And he went outside near the canal to piss, and he was pissing. And all of a sudden, he starts staggering forward. We didn't know if he was going to fall in the canal, and all of a sudden, he just starts running backwards, and he falls right through the screen. Frank's patio screen breaks through the screen, and he's just passed out in the fucking ground with his dick hanging out of his pants. As it's erupting like a volcano, peeing on himself, and he's out. And Frank was, of course, pissed. We sent out one of the rookies to put his dick back in his pants and bring him inside.
He did that. He became a Godzilla wrecking ball at one of the SuperCon shows too, where he got like I think it was the one, Anthony, when we were talking last time. The one Xavier Woods and Ricardo Rodriguez were at, and I think Tech had a bottle, and they were all starting to drink it like near the end of the show, and by the next hour or two afterwards, I mean, Flex was blind drunk, just stumbling around. He knocked that whole pipe and drape combination that was like the backstage locker room entrance area, the whole deal. He knocked all of that fucking over with people like back there inside of it chilling out. And like, I think Leva has some still photos of it.
Whoa, hang on a second, Ben.
Yeah.
It's the end of Wedding Singer, where he proposes to her on the plane.
Yeah.
They're showing an alternate ending. Adam Sandler's character, Robbie, just gets on his knees to propose to her, to Drew Barrymore, and she asks him if he's vaccinated.
Ah,
And he says no.
damn.
And then she says, "Well, can you get vaccinated?" And he says, "I wasn't planning on it." So she walks off the plane. Holy shit!
She turned down the marriage. This is the 2021 COVID edition of the fucking.
That's an alternate ending. Cool alternate ending, man. Wow, that's pretty cool.
I'm never gonna live this down.
No, you're not. You deserve it too.
You do.
I love
really do.
I love hearing that you were calling him like 10 times the other day and just like telling him he's an idiot and hanging up or whatever the hell was going on between.
Listen, I don't think you saw the message I posted on Blake Chadwick's page. I posted a really nasty message.
Don't worry, we heard about it enough.
Yeah, Blake had a breakdown over it.
Yeah, I actually logged back in a few minutes later. I said, "That's too mean. I'm going to go delete it." It was already gone, and Blake had deleted it. And I asked Blake. I was going to delete it anyway, so I wasn't mad at it. Of course, it's Blake's page anyway.
Yeah.
And I said, "Did you delete my message?" He goes, "Yeah." And he actually thought I was talking to him. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not talking. I'm not talking to you. I mean, it was pretty nasty.
Without talking about any of Blake's situations right now, Blake is paranoid and thinks everything is about him right now. And so we've had to tell him like 6 times. He's like, "Are they talking about me? Do I have to go yell at them? Do I have to tell them to pull that down?" And we're like, "That has
we're
nothing."
like, nobody's talking
We're
about
like, "That
you.
has nothing to do with you," and we're all just laughing at him because he's on like hair trigger, DEFCON 4, waiting, not knowing what's going on, and it's driving.
And I know you said not having a Blake situation, but I'm going to put it out there. Blake was called by the Drew Barrymore show. Oh wait, no, that wasn't Blake. Who was that? Oh, that was you. That's right. That was you. Were called by the Drew Barrymore show. That's right. Sorry, Blake.
Oh God.
No, but it was a nasty. I was like, cause Blake had some kind of inspiring message, like it said something like, "Live your dreams," blah blah blah, something like that. And I replied, unless of course living your dreams means you have to be vaccinated, and then of course don't get vaccinated because after all, it's not like you have a job that someone got you because you're not qualified for it. You can always fall back on your vast high school diploma that you barely earned. I was like, that's pretty fucking mean.
I mean, if it cut Blake deep and he thought it was about him, maybe he's got a guilty conscience about a few things.
Right.
No, it was. I mean, clearly it was about Anthony, but I was like, that's
but we
very rarely
it was about
very
me.
rarely would I have something mean to say about you and then want to go back and delete it. I was like, yeah, it was too mean.
Yeah.
I was thinking like his mom might see that.
Oh, like you care.
I do. It was mean. I mean, come on. I do care what your mom thinks. I never called her and told her at that time me, you and Ricky share the ring rack in the bed.
We're done.
What?
We're talking about Drew Barrymore. I would never lie to her.
And come on. You used to lie to women all the time.
Listen, there are women and there's Drew Barrymore, okay? Anthony would never lie to Drew Barrymore. Besides,
yes.
like you can't lie to someone who's friends with E.T. I mean, that's just wrong. I really did have a crush on Drew Barrymore when I was younger. She's like the same age as me, but not at E.T. times, like when she was like in Charlie's Angels and stuff. To finish up that flex thing from earlier, after that thing when he got drunk with his dick hanging out and he came inside, Frank was so pissed. So I shaved off one of his eyebrows and half of his mustache on the opposite side of his face. Can this is going to bother me.
And we never told him about it. And he slept there and he went to work the next day from there and did a whole day's work at the Davy Glass place he used to work at. And he said people were giving him looks all day long, and laughing at him. He didn't know why.
Because he was shy and eyebrow.
Yeah, because he had and half a mustache.
Wow.
It's gonna bug me if I don't at least ask this. It's just the way I'm wired. But like, why was he peeing outside instead of like in a toilet in the house?
I don't know. I think someone was in the bathroom and he was drunk. He had like 20 shots of whatever Grey Goose or whatever he was drinking. Yeah. And he went outside, and he just came crashing through the screen, brand new screen, with his dick hanging out of his pants, But I mean, but I will say this: for eking out the prostitute massage and pissing and falling to the screen, I will say this about Flex: he's vaccinated.
He's
eligible for the Drew Barrymore show. He's eligible to go talk about all that on the Drew Barrymore show.
I think he has an open invite anytime he wants to go.
Absolutely.
Oh my God!
There's a walk-on spot for him at any moment.
I mean, honestly, listen, Anthony, I've known you for 25 years or more. I don't know, and I'm ribbing you. I don't feel bad that you just missed an opportunity to possibly put your kids through college. Don't think about poor Ben Temples. You know, don't think about Ben doing all the work to further this podcast and you doing nothing at all. Don't worry about none of that.
All right, stop. No. Did he pay you for this part?
Listen, he's
no, but he did. But you know what that son of a bitch Ben did? And I'm going to put you out there, Ben.
Yeah.
He asked me if I wanted to be on the show today, and I said sure. And then he says, "Are you vaccinated?"
Listen, Anthony constantly reminds me how he's the talent. God damn it, he's the talent, and that I just have to remember that when my concerns come up or my complaints come up. Don't forget, I'm the talent here. Without me, you're nothing.
That's funny. And I told him the other day, and let me about the gimmick. About this, I have gimmicks. I think about gimmicks all the time. Wrestling gimmicks for everything. I can't stop it. I mean, it could be any time at all.
Right.
And for some reason, I thought of this wartime gimmick. I was thinking about Blake as a manager. I saw some South Park thing. The guy's name was General something, General Disarray, and I thought General Pandemonium would be like a good military gimmick because Blake could speak as a military leader, and I would have Anthony and like Chase and Rance as a tag team.
Oh my God.
And call him like Fat Man and Little Boy. He didn't get it, of course. He had no idea what it meant, of course. But I was thinking about a gimmick, and like I was watching Spider-Man.
Wait, Anthony didn't get it?
He didn't get it. He didn't know what Fat Man and Little Boy was.
Did you explain it to him?
I did. He still didn't get it. Don't forget, this is the guy that honestly, Ben, when I asked him for the 3 branches of government were, he asked if tree branch was one of them. So anyway, so I'm thinking like this Twitter, this TikTok thing that you do. You know, and Spider-Man movie's coming out now, and it's really, really hot right now. It's gonna be a big, huge movie. And he does the thing with the spider sense. You should think as like you're Anthony Giannetti or AJ Slambino on there. You're not Tommy Vandal, right? What are you on the show?
Yeah, AJ Slambino, and
so I was thinking like you have the spider sense. You could have like when you taste these foods, it could be like your Tommy taste buds are tingling, some shit like that. I think it gimmicks all the time. I can't stop it. But now I've been writing roast for Howard Brody's roast. I've been writing roast jokes.
I was about to bring that up. So apparently there's a Howard Brody roast coming up, Ben.
Whoa. Where?
Yes.
Where and when?
I think in Tampa as part of his retirement show. Anthony fucking called me right away. He was like so excited. He goes, "We're gonna roast Howard Brody." I'm like, yeah. He goes, "Oh, I wonder what he tastes like." No, we're not eating him, you fat fuck.
He's gonna bury him in banana leaves on hot coals. Oh wait, has he scheduled this show? This retirement show?
No, he's planning to do it. I guess next year. I guess maybe like sometime April after when.
Can you retire from the business if you haven't actually had a show in like 7 years?
I don't know. He's gonna wait till the pandemic slows down a little bit. But Anthony, you can't go because you have to be vaccinated.
Oh, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
I know it's like,
but this Howard roast should be good. I mean, like, I feel like
it depends who he lets
like real
do it.
Yeah, but like that don't like him.
Well, I would love to see guys like Bobby or Bruce Santee, those people that don't care, like that are just
we're not gonna have Billy roast him. We're gonna have Billy just kick the shit out of him.
Right, but Billy too. People that don't care just want to pop the room and aren't gonna worry about like, oh no, I can't tell that story. I can't tell this story.
I know he wants. Yeah, I will tell anything. I know he wants Ron Nemi to be there to roast him because Ron and him don't really get along. Yeah. I said, "Oh, good, thank God. I won't be the only guy there who's been to federal prison."
Oh, fuck! Shit.
That's funny.
Funny. So.
I mean, that's not
so, Bobby. And I don't know if you know about this. Bobby, remember you were going to do that wrestling federation with those other gimmicks? Can we
I love
talk about that?
I still want to do that, man. I really do want to do that someday. I don't know if I told you that, Ben.
Crossing
I
the
want.
line, though, like crossing the
I
line.
I had it called like now I would probably call it CCW now. Cancel Culture Wrestling.
Okay.
That's what I would call it now. But I was going to call it like Offensive Championship Wrestling (OCW) or something like that. And it was like I had these crazy gimmicks. Like it was based on that one that was kind of like it was out of California for a while, where they had like Harley Racist as one of the characters. But I would have like what was it? I had like Prison Bitch and Prison Snitch as a tag team managed by the Warden. Some some tag team like maybe Tech Squad in pink camouflage wearing hoods as Don't Ask and Don't Tell. The gay military tag team. Oh yeah, the Warden would manage Prison Bitch and Prison Snitch, which by the way would have been Chasen and J Dog. I would have had like the typical, like Anthony would have definitely been the Italian with the wife beater T-shirt and the pasta sauce on his shirt, and he would feud with the drunken Irish painter. That was gonna be his name, just drunken Irish painter. Flex Magnum, I had a gimmick for Flex Magnum. He was Dr. Abe Orson.
Oh God.
Oh fuck!
It was great, and let's see, I had Vinny Scarpo. I wanted him to be Fabulous Frank. I think Fabulous Frank was going to be like a preacher managing the choir boys, who would have been like remember the Angry Nerds? The Angry Nerds, like that kind of look, or maybe TK Stark would have been one of the choir boys managed by the molesting priest. I think it would be great. It would be great at like college campuses. I think it'd be really, it's really over the top, extreme gimmicks, like way beyond what it was in the '80s, like where he had the big boss man and the Mountie. You know,
Yeah,
he's like really
real like offensive cancel
right.
worthy stuff. I had one that I kind of like came up with Jared. That was it evolved over time, of course, because this kind of idea started before his accusations came out. But we wanted to do a character that cosplayed Bill Cosby, and we were going to call him Bill Cosplay. And he'd come out. He'd come out in the Cosby Show sweaters, and he'd may or may not. See, in your federation, it would have been a white guy in blackface, obviously.
Oh, that would be great. There's so much more stuff I could do now that I didn't think of then, like an Epstein gimmick,
and just like a hack Cosby impersonation, like just like barely like even qualifies as one.
Oh, that'd be great, Anthony. I wouldn't book you as the Italian guy. I don't think you could get in. I mean, you could get in that character, but I'd probably book you as like, I don't know, like the unvaccinated COVID guy.
He's also, you would have to combo that with like some QAnon tinfoil hat craziness, I think.
Oh yeah, you'd have a QAnon something. Yeah. I mean, I would have a female QAnon because there'd be females in the division too. She would be like misinformation, and she would do QAnon shit, and there would be and then there would be a lesbian female tag team, the Carpet Munchers.
Oh my God!
They could feud with the gay tag team. It would be such a great gimmick.
We had Drew do once. He did he got the blonde wig and did the Donald Pump gimmick, where he where he had like he came out like dressed like Donald Trump with the suit, but with the sleeves that tear off, and he came out with a couple like Secret Service men, but then I was about to, before FOW folded, the gimmick I was about to, because I was running the gimmick, like I ran the office, like, and we were taking over like FCW and FWA and IPWA. So I was building like a government structure in FOW, and I was gonna do it where I had Secret Service with me coming to the ring. We're gonna call them the Kayfabe Service, the Kayfabe Service instead of the Secret Service. I can do the whole thing, but back in like '91 or '92, the Rodgers brothers, when me and Blair were teaming, we had Les Adams, the referee, as our manager, and he wore a wig, a female wig, and a poodle t-shirt, a poodle skirt, okay.
And he put lipstick on and stuff, like really bad. And we called him, and he like had a 5 o'clock shadow. and he came out as Inga from Sweden, our manager. And he would cut promos like, "Yeah, I'm Inga from Sweden," and he would do run-ins on Prime Time and Falcon and stuff like that.
Well, is it true? Is there any rumor to like truth to this rumor that Lou Spector ran FOW?
Absolutely. No, he did not run. He did not.
Jesus. We could do a whole
He did
show
not.
on Lou Spector.
I just wanted to get that out because I've heard that he tells people that. So.
I was just having a conversation with Lou on Facebook about Max because that David Alexander, Vinny Ramaguchi, he always posts these anti-woman posts about bitches do this and bitches do that. So he posted this post about some woman asking some guy she's dating for $20 for a kid's field trip, even though the kid has two fathers or some shit. And then I posted a story about how I was at a casino and some woman came up to me and asked me for $40 for a kid, and I was like, I wasn't rude to her. I didn't say like, why are you at a casino? Did you gamble it? What? I just had security remove that bitch. But then I mentioned that shit used to work on Max all the time. People used to come up to him in a casino and be like, hey man, I need $50 to get back to Fort Pierce on by bus. You give it to him. He used to fucking give him, but then again, he also paid Silhouette $50,000 to live with him. So.
$50,000.
Speaking of Lou Spector, I need the Bobby Rogers perspective on the Jannetty payday story.
Oh, I was thinking of Anthony for a second. I was like, what? Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
Not Anthony Jannetty.
Yeah.
Jannetty. Okay. Well, we were running a show in Davie Arena. I think it was Jannetty versus Marty Jannetty versus Billy Fives as the main event. And Billy was an FOW champion at the time, I think, but we knew he would be a great match with Jannetty. So at the building was Marco and Mike Blake were there setting up the ring in the Davie Arena. So that's not that close to the locker room. It's like you were walking there. It would take like 2 minutes to walk there. It's in the middle of the arena.
Yeah.
And only in the building were me and Jody, because you could drive in. It was open, like an open air locker room area. You could drive into the back. So she drove in the back. We were unloading the car. T-shirts and merchandise, stuff like that, cases of water, and I have a little duffel bag, briefcase thing, and I pulled it out of the car, and it was upside down, and it wasn't sealed, and all the pay envelopes came out and fell out because I already done the pay envelopes. Now these particular night, the pay envelopes.
Wait. You were actually professional enough to have the pay envelopes ready before the show started?
Every show, always.
What a shocker!
Every show, pay envelopes were done. Sometimes they're done a week in advance.
Oh.
But always done.
What a unique concept.
So this particular night, the pay envelopes I used. I don't smoke weed at the time. I never did. I never smoked weed. So the guys used to call them, David Johnson used to call them the dime bag envelopes. They were like the key envelopes for hotels. When hotels used the card keys, they would they were very small.
Yeah.
So if you would take a bill, like a $20 bill, $50 bill, and fold it in half, and then fold it in half again, and then put it in the envelopes. They're very small, so I can keep all of them in my shirt pocket. That's why. So I wouldn't have to leave in the locker room or leave. Jody wouldn't have to carry them around. I'd have them on me at all times. So, they fell out on the Davie Arena floor near the locker room. So we picked them up, and Lou Spector happens to walk in the time to say, "Hey, what's up?" And he starts helping us pick them up. No big deal, I take them all, put them in, and we go about our business. So it comes time to pay everyone, and there's no envelope for Jannetty. And I made the pay envelope myself, so I knew I had one for Jannetty. And we had money in the gate anyway. We drew like 800 people that night, and Jannetty was the only name on the show, and he was making $300 or $250 or something like that for the event. So we made money in the gate. So I put two and two together, and I figured I know Jody didn't steal the money. She was in for fucking half the payroll. She was my partner in the shows, and she didn't like Lou to begin with. She never liked Lou. So I figured Lou had it. So I went and told Lou, I was like, holy shit, I'm in trouble. He's like, what's wrong? I don't know where Jannetty's envelope is. I must have forgot it. I must have lost it. I dropped him. I don't know. I don't have the money to pay him. He's going to beat my ass, even though I had the money. Right. I wanted to see his reaction. He says to me, well, I could loan you the money if you want. How much was it? Our thing is I could loan you $300 for it. Like, how did he know what it was, first of all? So that made me say, like, okay, that's fine. I'll borrow it from you. Yeah. And I was just going to repay him, and just write it up and chalk it up as a loss, whatever. My fault for dropping him. And so he left the arena and was going to the ATM across the street at the 7-Eleven. And he comes back and hands me $300 or $250, whatever it was. And It's all the bills are all folded up the same way they were in the envelope. So I had them in the envelope with a rubber band around them, so they were folded up for like 3 or 4 days. So they were creased, and not only that, but one of them was a $100 bill, which had someone's signature on it in red ink because probably a manager at wherever it was in transit had to sign off that it was real, and they signed their initials on it or some shit, which I recall being one of the bills in Jenny's envelope. And not to mention, ATMs at the time, unless you're at a casino, didn't give you $100 bills.
Right. Just 20s.
So they do now from 7-Eleven because they do Western Union in the big ATM, but they didn't back then.
Right.
So he hands me the money, and I'm like, okay. And now I knew this was my money. So I paid Janetti, and that's it. And then he came to my house like the next day. I was like, hey, can I get that money over me? And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I kept him around during FOW out of a sense of loyalty because he was he was one of the few people that knew me when my father was alive. Like I've known him since, let's say, like 34, 35 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so he's one of the few, like same with Les Adams. Like he's one of the few people I knew. Like I've known Frank for 30 years. And I've known Boudreaux for 37 years, but I didn't even know them when my dad was alive. So
my apologies. You're way more sentimental than me or AJ. That's for sure.
But I will say this, and it is the holidays, and I did mention that my dad, my dad did die when I was 13. My father committed suicide when I was 13 years old. But I will say this about my dad: he's fucking vaccinated. God. So he could be on the Drew Barrymore show.
Oh, this makes me so happy.
Ridiculous.
Well, what do you expect? You do put the dick in ridiculous. You do work for dicks. What if Dicks institutes a mandatory vaccination policy? We're going to work. I mean,
God, that's a different story. Let's not even go there.
I know we could work at time. You could stick with the theme and go work for Cox Media.
We talked on a previous episode and said like I got it. I was like, if you're not required to do it and there's no pressing reason to do it, I understand. I don't care if you do it or not. And obviously, if work required it, obviously,
I know.
Everyone on this podcast would do it. But the Drew Barrymore thing was an act of stupidity.
You should tell him the podcast requires it now. He fucking fall for it. I did tell Ben this though, Anthony. And all ribbing aside, I did tell him this. I said, I think like she took you off guard when she said, "Can you go ahead and get it?" And you're like, "I hadn't planned on it." If you would have thought about it, you probably would have said yes. I even said, "Listen, give me her number. Call Janetti, get me her number." The producer, I'll call her back and say, "Listen, please forgive him. You're talking about a fucking guy whose only talent in life is that he eats fucking food on TikTok. You caught him off guard. Let him get the vaccine."
But she did.
I know. I mean, let him get the vaccine. He'll come on the show. He didn't really mean like I'm not going to get it. I didn't plan on it, but he didn't mean it sarcastically.
We need AJ to sharpen up a little bit so he's not caught off guard again. Do some of those like mental puzzles on your apps.
I mean, like the guy. I was going to say, listen, Drew. The guy takes his, societal and political advice from JoJo. So just cut the guy a break.
Oh, that guy can't stop having kids.
No, I really would call her and said, "Hi, listen, cut the guy a break. He didn't mean it." I really would. I could still do it too.
He did. He legitimately pled with me to get the
the number
from you.
I said, "Get the number." Yeah. I'll call her and say, "Listen, he didn't mean it like I'm not gonna get it. He just meant like he didn't plan on getting it, but he will get it." You caught him off guard, and you're talking about a fucking guy who eats fucking Kit Kats on TikTok. Give him a break.
He doesn't even break them before he eats them.
God. We should have had Billy on instead. He probably would have.
Listen, Billy,
come at me as
Billy's
much.
Billy's on the warpath for you now after you took shots at him at the last podcast.
I did try calling him.
Billy,
I did try calling out there in his hotel. He made the mistake of posting his fucking hotel on Facebook where he's going to be. So I tried calling him out there a few times. I got the number, the Yosemite Hotel, and he wasn't in the room when I called, but I was going to say that I was from La Tub, or I was going to say I was Janetti, and I was just going to curse him out or some shit.
Where are you? We're going to sell your seat.
Wow.
So are you gonna have a rematch with Billy anytime soon? I
He
want
doesn't
to
deserve it.
I want to book you in a
Wow.
rematch. You and Billy in a rematch. Loser must get vaccinated a match.
Doesn't
The
deserve
vaccine on a pole match.
Oh boy.
Fuck that guy.
You might want to, for one podcast, not take a shot at him. Just one. Get yourself a little
Whatever.
breathing.
I hung with him.
What'd you say?
Hello?
What'd you say?
I hung with him in the ring. I hung with him.
Oh, so
Oh.
that's it. You got nothing.
That was your gut hanging over your shorts is what that was.
He-
Like I saw a picture of you with that fucking monstrosity of a hairdo. I mean, you seriously, you look like a cross between like a young high school maximum capacity cross with Charles Manson. That's what you look like.
Jesus. Neither of those options are any good. Plus, Billy said he saw your gut huffing and puffing, and so he cut the match short. You hung with him only because he curtailed the fucking length of the match, so you didn't die in the ring. I mean, let's be honest. Speaking of dying, you've had that cough for 3 fucking weeks. I need you to do one thing for me before the day is up. I need you to write down the password to your TikTok, put it in an envelope, write my name on the envelope, and hand it to your mom or dad and say, when I die, give this to Ben, because we can't let that thing go. Let me turn that 250,000 followers into 1 million by going on
fucking
Barry.
vulture you are.
I am. That's the only thing of value you have is that TikTok following. I mean, your kids are a drain. I mean, what else you got in life? So
drain. Wow.
So by the end of today, I need you to write that. I don't need to know it now. It's to be too tempting to like actually accomplish something with that account. But listen, you don't sound good. I'm just gonna say that this cough hasn't gotten better. So I need you to write it down, put it in an envelope, get it to your parents because I can trust them. Don't give it to your kids. I can't trust them.
Your symptoms probably wouldn't be so bad if you were fucking vaccinated.
I'm done. This podcast is over.
All right. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, you were a very good sport. You took a beating like a man. I'm actually proud of you, buddy. I'm still worried about your
We're
health,
done.
so write that thing down for me.
Seasonal allergies. Goodbye.
All right. I'm gonna think up some good Howard material to feed to you guys because I know I'm not invited to roast him.
Oh, don't worry. My roast is gonna just consist of me showing a picture of a pair of balls. I don't think it's you.
I'll start by welcoming everyone to the 32nd season of Ring Warriors. Oh wait, no. It's All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, buddy.
All right, goodbye.
Thanks.
All right, bye. Later.
Did he hang up? Did he hang up? You there?
I'm done with you.
You're done with me. Listen, this was scheduled ahead of time. It wasn't like I planned this to. It was your fault for dropping the ball. You knew it was coming.
All right. Yeah, I'm done.
I mean,
I gotta go eat an ice cream sandwich now.
Let me just tell you something. This was the easiest podcast you've had to do.
Actually, I was thinking that as it was going. I was like, this. Yeah.
You know what you contributed to this one? Like you said 10 words, you coughed 12 times, and that was it. So you're welcome.
Good.
All right, bud.
All right, I'm done. I gotta go eat an ice cream sandwich. Goodbye.
Tell Nick the Dick happy birthday.
I will.
Not from me, but be a good father and actually tell him happy birthday. Bye.
Bye.